Hello and welcome. Today I'm gonna give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to make your PS Vita and your PS4 work together through remote play while you're away from your house. Meaning if you're in a restaurant, you're visiting some friends, or maybe you're even in another state and you wanna play with your PS4 and your PS4 is in your house, you'll be able to play it with your PS Vita through the internet. So the first thing we're gonna need is a computer so we can create a static IP address for your PS4. So let's get right to that. Okay, so now that we're in the computer, we're gonna go to the start menu below. On the search bar, we're gonna type CMD. Now that we're in the command prompt, we'll type ipconfig/all. Press enter. And you're gonna see this right here. Now mine says wireless, yours might say LAN or something like that, depending on how you have your connection. So here, the first thing we're gonna get is default gateway. We need to type default gateway right here. We need the subnet mask, which is this one right here, and the DNS servers. Now, if your DNS servers, you see that you only have one number, then that's all you're gonna need. But if you have two or more, like me, then you're only gonna need to take the first two, which in my case is gonna be this one and this one. So once you type that down, close the command prompt, and you go directly to the PlayStation 4 settings. Okay, so now we're in the PlayStation menu. And we're gonna go to settings. Then we're gonna scroll down to networks. Set up connection. Now in my case, I'm gonna use Wi-Fi, but if you have a wired connection, you go to LAN cable. And don't worry, because the settings are going to be exactly the same as I'm going to show. Now we're going to go to custom. Not easy, custom. Okay, since I had to put the password for my Wi-Fi connection, I ended up cutting that part out. So after you put your password on your Wi-Fi, it's going to take you to IP address settings. Now from here, you're going to go to manual. Here you're going to type the numbers you got from the command prompt. Now here on the IP address, we're actually going to write the default gateway numbers. So let's go right here. Okay. On the last number, after you write the first 6 numbers, or at least the first 7 numbers, the last one, you can actually put whatever number you want. Doesn't matter. Now, my recommendation is that you at least put a number that's between 120 or higher. Reason is because when the router connects to another device, it usually uses lower numbers on the IP address. So we don't want to risk another device having the same IP address as your PS4. Because the reason we're doing a static IP is so that the PS4 has its own IP address with the router. So I'm going to write 125. Like I said, my recommendation, just 120 or higher. So there's no chance that the router is going to do the same IP address on another device. Just click that up. Now with the DNS, it's like I told you, if you only have one, you're only going to write it on the primary DNS. If you had two or more, you're only going to write the first two. After you finish all this, you're going to press next. MTU settings. You're going to put automatic. On proxy server, you're going to press do not use. We don't need that. Okay, so after you do that, we're going to go to the computer again.
Okay, from our desktop, we're gonna go to our browser, and in the search bar, we're gonna type port4.com and open a second tab. In our second tab, we're gonna write our gateway default number. Push enter. Now here is where port4.com comes handy. We're gonna look for how to port forward the PS4. Click on that. Look for our router's name. In my case, it's Aries. And then you're gonna look for your router's model number. Once you find your model's number, you're gonna click on it. You're gonna drag down until you find your password and your username. Here it says your username is admin and the password is password. So you're gonna type it here. Once we're here, depending on your router, the pages are gonna be different. So in my case, I'm going to advanced and go to DMC host. In a DMC address, we're going to type the last three numbers we type for our static IP address for our PlayStation 4. Remember, the last three numbers are recommended. That had to be between 120 or higher. So in my case, it was 125. You're going to type your number here, press apply. Then I'm going to go to options. Like I said, depending on your router, it's where you're going to find it. We're going to look for UPnP enable. You're going to make sure it's going to be enabled. So once we're done with this, you're going to log out and go back to your PlayStation 4.
Now on our PS4 menu, we're going to go directly to settings. Here in settings, here we scroll down to power save settings. Set functions available in rest mode. In here, we're going to check stay connected into the internet and enable turning on PS4 from network. Make sure that these two are shut. So we're going to go back, go to remote play settings, and check enable remote play, but this cannot be checked. You must uncheck connect directly to the PS Vita, because what we want is for the PS4 to connect directly to the internet, not the Vita. So this part here must be unchecked. Then you're going to tap here add device. It's going to give you some numbers and you're going to add it on your PS Vita. Going to PS4 link application, and when you add the device, you're going to type the same number it will give you on the screen. Okay, so after that, we just go to the Vita.
Okay, so now that we did everything, I'm actually outside getting a Wi-Fi signal so I can test this out. Wait for a while. This actually takes a few minutes. Okay, so as you can see, we have the PlayStation 4, the menu of my PlayStation 4. So yeah, so we can test the game right now, see that it runs. Let's try Strider, which is the you can see my signal isn't very good from out here, but the important thing is that it works. What we need to do is just find a better Wi-Fi signal. We're good. Okay. Okay, this is the game. So I'm recording from my cell phone. As you can see, it had a little lag there. But, like I said, it's because of the connection. As you can see from the logo up here, the signal, it's very bad. But, the important thing is that it works. Alright, so that's about it. Let me know if it worked for you. Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos.